The following community engagement slideshow was prepared by county staff in response to ongoing concerns regarding the Buffalo Lake RV Resort, formerly known as Paradise Shores RV Resort. The slideshow was presented at several stakeholder engagements during the past few weeks and is now being made available to the public. Moving forward, the county acknowledges that there were several deficiencies in the process used to communicate and engage with stakeholders. Furthermore, there were loopholes identified in the county's land use bylaw and procedures outlined in the Municipal Government Act. So the county has amended our public participation policy to require public engagement prior to all substantial development proposals. The county's land use bylaw has been amended to prevent development from commencing until all required permits are obtained. This protects the county, affected parties, and developers. The county met with the Minister of Municipal Affairs to outline the burden the county encountered with an applicant's ability to file multiple appeals to stop orders and development permit applications. Municipal Affairs is reviewing county concerns. Background to this development. Why did the county's Municipal Planning Commission approve the development permit for the RV park? Well, the subject property is identified as a future development area in the Buffalo Lake Intermunicipal Development Plan and the Buffalo Lake South Shore Intermunicipal Development Plan. The developer met with County Council and Summer Village Council to discuss the density issue on April 16, 2018. An agreement was reached to reduce the originally proposed 1,000 lots to 750. However, formal process and adoption of the bylaw amendment was not initiated. The Paradise Shores Area Structure Plan, Bylaw 1589-18, was adopted on June 13, 2018. The rezoning of the property from agricultural to recreational facility, Bylaw 1589-18, occurred on June 13, 2018. MPC approved the development permit for a RV park Phase 1, 370 lots, and a recreational facility outdoors on June 27, 2018. The Subdivision Development Appeal Board and the appeal. 9 appeals were submitted to the Subdivision and Development Appeal Board. The Subdivision Development Appeal Board hearing was scheduled on August 16, 2018. The Subdivision Development Appeal Board upheld the MPC's decision but reduced the density to 160 units based on small lot zone of the Buffalo Lake South Shore IDP. Conditions of approval revised to accommodate the reduction in density. Developers filed an appeal with the Provincial Court of Appeal. The Court of Appeal denied the grounds for appeal. A stop order was issued for the property on May 17, 2019 and remains in effect until compliance is achieved. The Subdivision and Development Appeal Board's ruling reduced the maximum density to 168 recreational vehicle lots. The board's decision was based on the net density allowance of 0.4 dwelling units per acre within the small lot zone area as identified in the Buffalo Lake South Shore Development Plan. Furthermore, the BLIDP and the Buffalo Lake South Shore IDP, as well as the county's land use bylaw, definition of a dwelling unit includes a recreational vehicle unit. The county's intention was not to apply the same density restriction as a multi-lot subdivision to tourist accommodations, such as campgrounds, recreational vehicle parks, motels, and hotels. Tourist accommodations are identified in the statutory plans as recreational uses in the growth node. However, there are no provisions and/or guidelines for these types of development in the plan. The South Shore IDP identifies the county's overall development capacity as 2,159 new dwelling units. An amendment to the South Shore IDP would be required in order to provide for more recreational vehicle units on the subject property. The county's development capacity would be adjusted in accordance with any revisions to the density ratio. The investors have requested that the density allowance be increased to provide for additional recreational vehicles on the site. The Municipal Planning Commission passed a motion at their September meeting to bring forward a request to the Buffalo Lake IDP and the South Shore IDP committee members to seek an amendment to the statutory documents to provide for a range of 325 to 370 units. Buffalo Lake IDP would not require an amendment to the county's development capacity. However, the South Shore IDP would require an amendment to increase the gross density allowance within the small lot zone from 1.97 dwelling units per acre to 3.91, or a ratio from 3.9 to 4.44 dwelling units per acre. Other considerations. Is a recreational vehicle a dwelling unit? Currently, the Buffalo Lake IDP and the South Shore IDP's definition of a dwelling unit includes a recreational vehicle. The County of Stettler's land use bylaw definition of a dwelling unit also includes recreational vehicles. The counties of Lacombe and Camrose, as well as the summer villages of Roshan Sands and White Sands, do not include a recreational vehicle in the definition of a dwelling unit in their land use bylaws. The County of Stettler is seeking consistency and clarification of the definition of a dwelling unit amongst our municipal neighbors. Why consider working with the investors? The county has concerned the investors may walk away from the development, leaving environmental hazards. There are 200 plus families who have invested and are affected by the stop order currently in place. Environmentally, this site is not sustainable or safe, and the county needs to consider how to mitigate the possible abandonment of the site in its current condition.
What are the county's concerns? The county does not want this development to permanently sit in its current state. When the county issued the stop order in May 2019, there were several concerns for the health and safety of users of the site related to the water and wastewater systems and concerns related to environmental protection in terms of wetland degradation and improperly functioning stormwater ponds, as well as the integrity of the retaining wall located along the slope and shoreline on the north edge of the property. Once the stop order was issued, the water and wastewater systems are no longer in use. While the county remains aware and concerned about the future of these systems, they are less likely to cause harm in an inactive state. The retaining wall, wetland, and stormwater management ponds continue to trouble the county and will be addressed in greater detail in upcoming slides. During recent community engagement sessions, the question was asked, why did the county wait so long to take action when concerned stakeholders had raised concerns long before May 2019? To answer this question, it is important to remember that this is a private property and the county must be granted permission to conduct an inspection. Also, the county always tries to work with developments to achieve a positive outcome. When it became clear that the developer was unable or unwilling to provide the requested information, the county began the process of requesting permission to conduct an inspection. Permission to enter the property was not immediately granted. Once permission to inspect was granted and the county gained first-hand knowledge of the state of non-compliance, the process of issuing a stop order was initiated. In the event that the developer abandons the site, the county will be obligated to undertake enforcement actions to have the site brought into compliance with the land use bylaw. This process will require consultants, contractors, and equipment and legal fees. The acquisition of these will place considerable strain on county resources in terms of budget and staffing. Currently, the developer holds sole responsibility for mitigating any and all environmental concerns on the site. If the county is required to undertake enforcement activities, we anticipate a 3 to 5 year timeline, or more realistically, a 5 to 10 year timeline. This slide shows the extent of downslope erosion. The majority of the RV park is located at the top of the hill, and a large wetland is located at the base. The siltation fence has proven ineffective at mitigating the movement of material toward the wetland. This slide shows the impact of the material that washed downslope. The buildup of siltation along the margins has significantly altered the health of the wetland. This slide shows the erosion at the top of the slope in September 2019, following a summer of significant rainfall. The extent of the erosion has escalated to the point where access to the wetland has become impeded. The assumption is that the health of the wetland has been further degraded with the additional material being moved downslope. The retaining wall, built along the northern edge of the property, has raised concerns about the integrity of the structure. Due to the fact that engineering drawings for the structure and as-built drawings have not been submitted to the county. Without reassurance of the engineered structural integrity of the wall, there are concerns that the wall may fail, leading to the movement of significant material to the bed and shore of Buffalo Lake. Such a landslide would have a significant negative impact on the ecological health of the shoreline. 2 stormwater management ponds have been constructed within the RV park. Unfortunately, documentation regarding the pond construction outlet flow rates and catchment areas has not been provided to the County of Stettler. An initial visual inspection suggests that the ponds are not fully functional in the desired manner. The ponds are meant to gather stormwater runoff from a prescribed catchment area and contain the water while debris and contaminants settle out of the water. The clean water is then meant to be released at a controlled rate in order to mitigate erosion and contamination of the wetland and/or Buffalo Lake. These pictures taken in September 2019 show that the ponds are nearly at capacity. The fear is that the continued saturation of the areas surrounding the ponds may lead to a geotechnical failure of the ponds, an uncontrolled and catastrophic release of water and sediment into the larger ecosystem. The large stormwater pond located along the west boundary of the RV park has not been described on any site plan provided to the county. The proximity of the pond to Island View Close within the Roshan Sands Heights subdivision is of concern to the county due to the potentially negative impacts it may have on the geotechnical stability of the Island View Close and the properties located adjacent to the stormwater pond. This slide shows just how close the stormwater pond is to the adjacent properties on Island View Close. This picture was taken in May 2019, and you can see the difference in water levels compared to previous slides when the pictures were taken in September 2019.
What is the benefit of working with this developer? Well, the South Shore needs an extension to Bayview Street to provide for emergency access and evacuation purposes. There's benefits to local businesses and tourism. Opportunity for walking trails to connect our communities, an opportunity for public access to recreational amenities. The county has an opportunity to work with the developer and provide a new boat launch and community park access. This would reduce the congestion getting boats on and off the lake in a timely manner. In concluding, the county feels that there is an opportunity to build the site into compliance to address safety and environmental responsibility for all of our communities. A properly negotiated and constructed facility has the potential to expand recreational amenities and economic development, which will benefit the county of Stettler and our neighboring municipal partners.